So you say you want to be a doctor. Let's talk about the mindset. But we're going to go a few different directions about the college mindset and just a few key concepts. It's okay for me to be honest, right? We talked about the counselors. You gotta wonder and be concerned about, are they giving you appropriate advice? But then we really have to talk about the naysayers. The naysayers come in many different forms, and they come with subtle comments. And sometimes they will behave and act as if they're your friend. And the sad part is that many of these naysayers, they couldn't dream of what you're going to do. Okay, all right, let me make you clear. Of what you're trying to do, but what I know you're going to do. They're going to tell you, you're going to say, hey, I want to be a doctor. And they're going to say, hey, you know how hard that is. Part of you wants to say, how do you know? If they haven't been in medical school, how do they know? Real talk, I'm not even being funny. And then they'll try to give you some advice. Well, hold on. And this is when the talk is getting real. Everyone is not equipped to advise you. Doesn't matter how old they are, doesn't matter how successful they are, really. They're not equipped to advise you about medical school and how to get in medical school. Stop. We're on a journey here. We're about serious business. So therefore, we've got to minimize the distractions. And speaking of that, let's talk about our decisions. Here's another one. We are all the sum total of our decisions. But only the successful people like to admit to it. But it's the truth, right? We're the sum total of our decisions. So the question becomes, how do you go about making decisions? And there are basically two major types of decisions. Split-second decisions and deliberate decisions. And by the way, those are two separate concepts that we could talk for hours, but I'm gonna make it 30 seconds. Split-second decisions are those decisions that you make when you don't have enough time or enough information. Let me set it up differently. We make about 35,000 decisions every day. Most of them are mundane and don't even matter. What to wear, what to eat, what to drink. They're inconsequential. But about 1 to 2% of those decisions are life-changing and life-altering. And most of those are split-second decisions. If you learn to improve those, your decision-making IQ goes all the way up. But then you have the deliberate decisions. Those are when you've got time to think about it, figure it out, tune out the naysayers, and when you have ample enough information, and there are critical consequences as well. There may or may not be. But how you go about making decisions is going to change as you grow. But you should have a clear and consistent process. And you should have a clear and consistent process for weeding out the naysayers. And this is the part we got to get real. What got you to where you are won't get you to where you need to be. And the people who got you to where you are, many of them will not be able to get you to where you need to be. I get it. Mama, daddy, grandparents, they're there. They're not going anyplace. But you got 1 or 2 people that if you sit back, close your eyes at night, who probably shouldn't be in your life anymore. I'm not saying go ahead and get rid of them, but there's some decisions we got to make because we're on the path. We're on the journey. We're on the journey of medical school. We're on the journey to excellence. But let's talk about something. These decisions have a process for making your decisions. Real quick, haven't brought this up. I thought I brought it up earlier, but you all know that I'm an ER doctor. Every single patient I see, I do the ABCs. Every single patient. I look at their airway, make sure that nothing's blocking it. Breathing, make sure they can breathe. C, stop, it's the circulation. Any bleeding that's going on, I stop it. A, B, C. And then D, do no harm. I don't even have to think about it. As it relates to decisions, you should have a process for how you go through those decisions. Helping you develop the process is outside of the scope, but you should have 1 to 2 to maybe 3 things that you do every single time. Similar to at school. You should have a mindset about your school and your classes. You should have rules. For me, it was a GH1 rule. G as in giraffe, H as in Harry, 1. 1. No matter what, I was going to class. I went to every single class. And I would choose an 8 a.m. class. People say, whoa, why an 8 a.m. class? Because I needed to start the day. I'm on a journey. If I'm on a journey, I need to start early, right? H, do the homework in every class. You gotta do the homework in every class. And then the 1 to 2 hours of outside classwork study. 1 to 2 hours, no matter what the class was. Now, hold on. Because some of you are gonna say, well, I did my 1 to 2 hours, I'm good. Some of these classes will require 3 to 4. But at least you got guidelines for how you do these classes. And then you get yourself in a mindset. It just becomes part of your mindset. And you don't never say, hey, I gotta study. You never complain about it because it's part of your mindset. It's how you view the world. I had this mantra, what is the assignment? What is the assignment? It was very clear. The assignment for me in undergraduate and many of my friends was, what was the assignment? It was medical school. And the reason why that was so important is because our decisions became easy. Hey, do you want to do boom? Well, does it interfere with the assignment? If it interferes with the assignment, the answer was no. Woo, that's a simple one. Decide what the assignment is, define what it is, and understand what it is. That is very clear. Say to yourself every day, what is the assignment? What is the assignment? Anything that interferes with that has got to go. And it includes relationships. Because it's part of the mindset. That little lady, that little man, if they're interfering with the assignment, they got to go. I know you're like, hey, Dr. Geoffrey, you're getting kind of intense here. It's that serious. It's that serious. But let me assure you, 95% of people who start off their life that says, hey, I want to be a doctor, 95% of them never make it there. Why? They didn't understand they were on a journey. They didn't understand the mindset. And they didn't understand the assignment. Ask yourself, ask your child, mom, dad, grandpa, loved ones, what is the assignment? Because that is key. Determine how many hours a night that you need of sleep. And make sure you get that every night. You get yourself one night, but make sure you get whatever your required number of hours are. Make sure that as you're studying, you do it in 45 to 60-minute blocks. Studies are clear and consistent that people who study more than 45 minutes are less efficient. They're less efficient. And this is a big one. Put your cell phone away. No, this is for psychological reasons. Studies show that every time you're interrupted and checking your phone or taking a call or doing a text, it takes you anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes to get back to concentrating. Additionally, no all-nighters. An all-nighter might seem beneficial to you, but studies show it takes you anywhere from 2 to 3 days to recuperate from an all-nighter. Hence, you have 2 or 3 days less of effective studying. Decrease the amount of sugar and eat more fibers. Decrease your amount of sugar and eat more fibers. Hey everybody, your mindset's everything. Keep in mind we are on this journey. We're on this journey. We've been on it together. You're not by yourself. Those who do not quit and stay focused will be winners.